Hi everybody, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Welcome back. Particularly to my fellow current practitioners of light and love. All other energies, bullshitters, need to leave. There's no place for you here. Yeah. Alright. So, I decided to pull out a deck that I haven't used in a long time. Let's say just about a year. And, okay, angels of light and love, I welcome you in. I call you in to direct and protect these messages. My space, my auras, my chakras, and that of my special viewers. Also, thank you to my sponsors and supporters. Sorry, my hair was doing a good thing, and now it's doing its free reign thing. So, anyway, we're gonna get it together. So, I want to tell you, I like these crazy curls. Shall we do like a little 80s thing? I don't know what to do with that, but okay, just give me a second. Okay, I like it. It's good. It's good. Okay. Alright. So, I totally forgot that my dog was going to be here. So my dog, one that I had to excuse me, give me a second. Oh yes, my bestie from the beyond. Also welcome. My ancestors of light and love, my cosmic families of light and love, you are most welcome as well. Yeah, so I forgot that my dog was going to be here today. I was so excited when I first found out, because I didn't think that I was going to, I had to let go, I had to let go because of the people that were associated with him, and so I was sad for a little while, but then I just had to let go of that as well, and just like know that I had my time with him, and just trust that the universe has got his back too. Well, when I found out that we were going to be watching him for the next few days, I got super excited. I just like, shh, we'll see what happens, And, yeah, so when I opened the door, to my surprise, it was just so exciting. So, this is one of the very few times that I have the door open to this room, because I will allow for it. Anyway, I just thought I would let you know, and it partially has something to do with this fun little reading that I decided to do. I don't know if others have one up on this. First, it was going to be like, what makes you man's best friend? Like, what is it about you that makes you man's best friend? But I decided I wanted to have a little bit more fun and ask our committee board, what makes us so bitchin'? And we're going to use the Romantic Tarot and another deck. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be a pick a card reading. And let me see, what are we going to use? We are going to use, I want to use things that are impersonal. Like I don't mind whether or not you have eyes on it or not. Alright. Okay, I got some plants, so I went plant shopping. I'll add more to the story later, but these are the leaves that I had to prune off. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. This is pile number 3. And we're going to do a pile number 4. Pile number 4. Okay? You can pick more than one pile, but the pile that you choose is going to be, I'm going to use my closer to my ASMR voice, whatever that is. I think I have different variations of it, but it's only because I have my door open. So these are the 4 piles, and if you have more than one pile chosen, I would suggest that you listen within its, method of calling. So within that priority of when your intuition, calls you to. So moving back, okay, those are the 4 choices. Okay, we're on pile 1. What makes my pile 1 bitchin'? Okay, let's see if I can scry off of this, okay? I wasn't really expecting to, but I think I'm called to just do something a little different that I haven't done it in a while, and I don't think I've done it with leaves yet. So, okay, what do you want to tell me? What makes you so bitchin'? Oh, some of you, no, I'm getting a lot of you, have this feminine quality to you where you like to play coy. I can see that here because it looks like somebody like kind of covering up their face. And I don't know if you could really see it. It's like somebody kind of covering up their face. It's like you can't really, what you see there is very different from what you see here. So you like to play coy. There's something like very intensely, like, how do I say it? There's something dramatic about you. But it's like within your flirtations. Most definitely. It's almost like cat and mouse, but it's not the whole runner chaser thing. This is done in a more seasoned approach. Not most people can't do that. You have to have a certain level of intelligence to do this. It's emotional intelligence for sure. It's being able to fine-tune into the frequencies of your own power and your own prowess, to leverage that in a dialogue with that of another person. So that's what makes us so bitchin'. Definitely. So you withhold a lot of the verbal, and there's a lot of like non-verbal exchanges. There's a lot of beauty in that because you may be also mature, so there might be some like fine lines or something that depicts character, and there's many different faces to you. I saw something that was very stern for just a second, and then it transitioned off to like a very mysterious, like scorpionic type of character. You know, off to the face shifted off to the side, but also maintaining eye contact. So there's something very so number one, you're multifaceted, and your emotional intelligence is very high, or ours is. You're like a flame. You when people encounter us, it's they see a flame that's ignited from a distance. Even they can see that when we interact with others, like if they're observing us, but they also feel that ignited within them when it's a one-to-one interaction. And that can happen, that one-to-one interaction can happen like at a distance, from across the room. And that's how powerful it is, the knowing. And the connection, it's like, it's something that happens on a very intimate level. So for us, what makes this so bitchin' is being able to see right through, like there's piercing eyes on this, right through a person. And people can see, how do I say it? It's like we can see other people's souls, like very piercing. And people notice that about us, especially the longer that they cast eyes on us. However, it's not like an automatic equivalent benefit. How do I say it? Just because others see that we can see right through their soul, they can't quite see ours. You see what I'm saying? Mystery. And yeah. So definitely. Is there anything else? This is very powerful, yes. And very whimsical. Like, what makes us so bitchin' is that when we break off from the whole, this thing is like, it's like a very, how do I say it? You know, a drawing that has like this whimsical feel to it, where there's like, there's no sharp, there's nothing sharp about the breaking of this. Do you see? I don't know if you can see that. I mean, you can only see like part of it, really, but there's like this little curly Q thing. So, there's a certain degree of elegance in the way we communicate and excommunicate. So, there's a gracefulness about closure and engagement. So we're very thorough. And although most would not call that bitchin', it's, if we were to be very emphatic about how we stand apart from the rest, how we are so, like, absolutely amazing, in slang terms, that's bitchin'. Pile number 1. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So, romantic tarot. What makes my pile number 1 leaf? What makes us so bitchin'? Okay. It just rolled right out. 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay. Hmm. I'm getting two messages from this. Okay, so one is that we're able to come back to our roots. That's the easiest thing here. That because there's like celebration, and this is like a choir during a holiday. So we're able to go back to our roots, come back to that sense of grounding, like grounding festivities. Okay. The other message to that, and because that's excellent, to hold tradition, to have a soft spot for our memories. I mean, like, to have a sense of home, and number one, to be blessed with a like loving memory that we can resort to ground ourselves. That isn't just all about us. It's about the gathering, the community, and like how that creates a base level and foundation that we can build upon. There's something very like well respected in that. You would hope that everyone has a source to resort to when in times of need, especially during the holidays. Definitely. So the second thing that I'm getting here also is that we are able to pull back after such, social events, social gatherings, and come back and identify with who we are. That, there are two separate experiences when it comes to our presence in the world. There's the part where we bring to the table that seats many, and there's the more intimate experience, which is with ourselves, and to be able to feel that joy with others, and then coming back to ourselves is, what makes us so bitchin'. Definitely. To be able to be consistent with the universe, and when it comes to our happiness, that it can be conducted with or without others. And actually, both with and without others is excellent. Like if the universe was to pick teams, they would definitely pick you. So one of these things is that like there's so much character built within who you are and how you are, that by definition you're not like one of the pick me girls. You don't have to how do I say it, throw a campaign for yourself in order to like get buy-in. That just being very authentic and engrossed, and like within all interactions, like people are already sold. Like it's like you had me at hello. That's crazy. That's for real. Okay, we're gonna pull out another card because I read pretty like in depth, or so I could spend like a long time. I could spend like an hour and a half on a single pile, and we're just trying to kind of create temperance again because I haven't done a pick card reading in a long time. So let me time this. Okay, so let's say I started around like 5 minutes ago. Okay. So it was like 1:45 in the morning. All right. So what makes pile number 1 leaf bitchin'? What makes us bitchin'? Knight of Wands in reverse. Because of these abilities, like, we could easily be a player. How do I say it? Because some of us are, okay, but some of us just have the skill set, so we apply it according to its highest benefit, okay? So this can follow still a code of ethics, is what I'm told, okay? So it's not like you're jumping around from like bed to bed to bed or whatever, but that prowess, that charm, that easygoing attitude, and being able to like show up as your best self and kind of remain aloof, like kind of being able to stand apart from situations. This is kind of like the type of attitude you want to have when it comes to discerning your best investments, definitely. So if you're shopping around for like the best job, if you're shopping around for the best house, if you're shopping around for like the most reliable car, whatever it is, in being able to find the best opportunity for our investments because we hold that much worth, we do that. This is how to use it, our charms within the code of ethics. Yeah. So when we're shopping around, let's say, like for my last job, I was thrown into doing this assignment, like I had to secure something in Colorado in the next couple of weeks, and the girls, the little girls that I was working with, decided to throw that into my lap and just like leave me high and dry after introducing it in a way that was just like, oh, we're here to help and we're all new to this, and oh, please don't be feel anxiety over this or whatever. But like it's like the owner was going to be there, and everything's usually like full out, like good, when it comes to their presence. So the fact that they just dropped it into my lap, with very slim pickings, was like just pretty shitty, So in shopping around, you have to be able to negotiate, you have to be able to like be, receptive, to the needs of communication, like, how do I say it? Receptive to what others need to hear too when they're on the other end of the bargain. When it comes to contractual potential obligations that are to be contracted, you are very careful. You put on, your best self, personality-wise, and you don't rely on the personality to like carry you through or just your looks. It's a full-on package. So, but like you don't. How do I say it? You put in your best self enough after gauging like what the other side's usual is, like what their expectations are. So you don't put in like always your 100% your best self to like how you conceive it, but like how another person sees it. So it's being able to gauge that, weigh in on it and then invest accordingly in order to get, a means to the end, or even like have slots like a holding tank for that to happen. I've never really explained this before to anybody, but this is like how it pertains to be using those charms within but it's like still authentic, you know what I mean? Like that's still you. That's still a version of you that is legit. So it's not this aloofness where you're playing people straight up, but like you're also blending in, like living vicariously within their position. Um, yeah, it's good practice. I personally would say. And I never really thought about it like that, but so when it comes to the finalization of, let's say, securing a location, there are callbacks. I mean, I returned messages to every single one that I, casted out a line to, and so I kept to my word, and that's how you gain the respect. And it's just good business. I feel like you don't, like, people have their own like businesses too. They have their own clientele. You don't leave people waiting like that. You don't do that, okay? So when you play the game straight. Okay, so that's what makes it so bitchin'. Pile one. Is there anything else that makes this bitchin' that we'd like to add to that? Initially, with that first card, I'd say that we're legit, like, wholesome people. 5 of Swords. Huh. Oh my gosh. If you're a male, you're a classic man. That's Jadena. That's that song. Classic man. And then you have, like, the charms, like your ego would pat you on the back. I still have dirt underneath my nails. Sorry. Gross, sorry. Okay, my legs are getting numb, so let's see here. 3, 4, 5. But the thing is that, like, goodness gracious. See, you're tenacious as well. Holy freaking moly. Oh my gosh, I just got this. We can get people hooked on us easily. Did you see that? People, like, that leaf was hanging right off of my sleeve. That's crazy. So, oh my gosh. There are some people that would like swoon over you, over us. Like, I'm getting, like, it's, some people, like, have an obsession level, so they would die for you, die for us. Do you see this? Like, because there's swans here. I'm only telling you what I'm reading, okay? Like, I'm not trying to pump up anyone's ego here, but this is what I'm reading. The swans here, like, some of them are, like, almost like gonna dive in. So you know what a swan dive is, right? There's it's by Head PE, Swan Dive, but it's like, there are some people that are straight up crazy for us, but, like, like, it's nothing to make fun of on that part, most definitely not, because, like, those are people that are going through some very heavy times. If I channeled that song based on what I'm seeing here, like, people, like, there are some that would, like, also fight for you. and or your attention, when normally their position, like swans, are graceful. So it's just, I think there's some hidden advice here. Be careful. It's for us to be careful with like who we show admiration to, because when we reciprocate with imbalanced individuals, any flowers that we throw to them could cause a ruckus, for sure. Yeah, it's just unnecessary, I feel. So we should be very careful not to, engage all. We have to use discernment, because we're not at the point where, like, because this is an implication where if we were to engage with all, we would, there's a part of us, the curious part of us, a part of us that is curious to see what happens. And so if we wanted to, we could cause some fights. Like people who are normally civilized and not really into that, kind of like brawling, we just like need to kind of remind ourselves our impact on the world. So we have the capability of doing that. So very, very powerful, I would say. Yeah. So what makes it so bitchin' is the ability to like get a rise out of a crowd. That's what I would say. The people who are normally civilized or whatever, let's kind of like ground this a little bit more into a more practical tone that isn't circled around love, romanticism. This is more like the compliments that we throw out there that are legit, because this guy is like throwing like roses and flowers to swans, so it's kind of equivalent within its sentient being. The symbolism, the level of symbolism behind that. So when we do that, it's not necessarily breadcrumbing, but it's throwing out, how do I say it? When we engage others, it's like fodder. So it's equivalent within their own nature, within their own value system, but things that they're not used to receiving from the outskirts of the world. So it riles, people up. Like, what is that? What is that? So what makes it so bitchin' is getting people excited and interested and engaged, and out of their comfort zone. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to make this a short reading, and let me see here. I'm going to try to make it like 15 minutes each. So okay, one just came out. It's why you get people asking questions. Why did they do that, or why would she say that, or like because most people don't say stuff like that, or why are things like this and not that? So you get people questioning and interested, or why do I do that? So a lot of defining to do. That people realize that there are so many questions that we could be asking, and moreover that there are plenty of answers out there, but like how we're all data driven right now, like with Salesforce and etc., like the heightening value of such management systems, we need to be able to do that for ourselves. We need to be able to be self-reliant, and challenge our own structural systems. So we get people tuned into that. Okay, so GRETLGPAOEVIRREN. So I got GPA, so I'm highly intelligent. Gray, so you were able to see the gray area. Gate and grape. So seeing us as very youthful, and also being able to age like a fine wine. Gate. So we open portals. I think we even have portal here. Green, very abundant. Wrap. Some of us might like wrap too. And that's all just fine. Okay, so let's start to Prague. Oh no, there's no U here. Okay. Prague or whatever, I don't know. Okay. I already forgot, Oh, portal, yeah. Grape. Okay. And then PORT. No, I have to put portal. I think portal is important. Actually, I feel like grape is a higher priority here because grape you can transition. You can have it like from the vine, or as it ferments, you can use it for this. You can make grape jelly. There's that transient nature where you have value from one state to the next. I really feel like this is definitely, I don't know, but portal is pretty important too. So let's use gate. Okay, grape and then gate. And then I have lover. Yeah. What makes it so bitchin' is those skills. Yeah, definitely. Okay. It's obvious. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Oh my gosh. People not only just like see that on that level, but I have ILY, like I love you. People like are secretly like using the 3 words on us, like in their subconscious state. They're not like some of them like really don't want to admit to it. I have Ren. Some of you might like Ren and Stimpy, or people might like get like seriously stupid over you, like Ren and Stimpy. That's like Nickelodeon, like old, like happy joy happy joy. Seriously. I really feel like that. Yeah. That is crazy. Okay, so that was pile number 1. So it's 2:10. I would say it's like a good 20 minutes, yeah? Okay, so pile number 2. What makes pile number 2 leaf so bitchin'? you might have like written like back in the 90s or something, that S that looks like a chain. You might have done that, you know, kind of thing. You can't really see it here because there's a pocket here and there's a pocket up there, but the way it looks like is like an S. You can see it more defined here, so I'll take a picture of it later. There's also different facets to you. Some may say that's like kind of compartmentalizing. You're just saying like, I'm more of like a minimalist type of person, so that's what I do in order to organize different parts of myself. I have a high and I have a low, and both are connected, but I like to keep like a border between the two. I like to experience my worlds separately, like religiously, separately, more intimately. So when I'm feeling like at my highs, I want to keep that more absolute. When I'm at my lows, I want to kind of confine that also to a certain space. The highs are definitely more elevated, more open. The pocket is bigger there. What else are we getting here? I see a profile of a face. It's like a matured Bart Simpson. Yeah, because it's like a flat top on the top, and then like, yeah, and that's in the top pocket. So what makes the So Bitchin pile 2, leaf number 2, is it's like we have like this pop culture type of interest, but it's matured. Okay, so like The Simpsons, it carries, a lot of people say that it carries a lot of like heavy meaning in its interpretation to like real truths, and some also like say that it's also predictive of upcoming times. Yeah, I'd say so. And like on that side of that leaf, where you can see the profile, the silhouette of someone's face, a matured version of Bart, like on the lip, right in front of it, is like another profile, like a miniature version of it. So it's like you have this echo, we have this echo of an impression, especially of our side profile. A lot of people might like our side profile for some reason, like a little bit of a side view. But it's very monumental because that little lip part looks like that version is very chiseled, so it's almost like Mount Rushmore. So we may leave that kind of impression on others. Very monumental, very like noticeable. Yeah. Anything else that you want to? I see a vulture. Yeah, like an older vulture that has been sitting out for a while. It's a blend. It's like a shapeshifter. Some people may see us as a shapeshifter. But when it comes to vultures, it's a strong spirit totem. We have great patience, because waiting around for something to, expire for us to swoop in on and make the most out of it. It's like we make the most out of our time. So if part of the process is waiting, then we wait. We might have a thing or two to say about that, but it's part of the whole shape-shifting thing. Yeah, I'm partially getting like an eagle too between those. Okay, so there's different colors tied to this one within its changing state, and it's like all pretty much crisp here. I would say, I don't know, both have colors in them, but this has more of an orangey tinge to it. So there's like more of a marbled color into here. And the way it's folded over, some of you might like origami too, or be very good at precision, very good at details. Yeah, like it's almost artistic. Like I'm getting artistic and linguistic. So that artistry, like almost within that precision, has a certain message. Like it has a certain, like it's the read between the lines portion of what you deliver when you invest in something. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know that. Okay, so it's like the read between the lines of your calling card, like your signature, definitely. So what makes you so bitchin' is, okay, so when you break off from the whole, you swim off, like you free yourself. This is more a matter of your experience and being like unbothered by having to let go. See, it's like a betta fish, you know, the tail, like, but like got nipped, you know. So I think when you put two betta fish together, there's like a territorial issue, and like one will like kind of nip at the other's tail, and so, you know, regardless, you kind of break off from the whole within your own like validity of like swimming away. I still got the rest of me. The rest of me is good. There's no punctures within this. This is solid. The other one had like a couple of like fractures, punctures. But it added character. This one is solid, even within its own bending. Okay, let's go ahead and pick some cards. It's already been like, what, 8 minutes on this? Holy smokes. Okay, what makes pile 2, leaf 2? What makes us bitchin'? 4, it's the Emperor. It holds a lot of power, decision-making capabilities, definitely royalty, absolute royalty. So your sense of independence is for real, even as a betta fish. When you get clipped at the end, definitely. I was going to also say like a little like stubborn. I don't know why I got stubborn though. And I didn't want to say that like the way it was. It's because like you bend for no one but yourself, and you will stay that way until it you know, solidifies, you know. So I think that's mainly what I got there. But very absolute. Within your personal experience. If you resonate, what am I saying with pile 1? I feel like if you resonate with the grounding of pile 1, or part 1's leaf, that spirit like is strongly by your side. And I feel like this embodies more of like emperor type of qualities if you're going to discern between the two. Yeah. I would also say, gauge, based on this card alone, that you would probably resonate with leaf number 4. Okay. What makes leaf number 2, what makes it so bitchin'? And also within this power that commands respect, you also are able to see others' value. So when you have a visitor, when you answer the door, it's not going to be straight up at the door. You will maintain a respectable distance, an energetic distance, so you can also be respected as such. But you do recognize and acknowledge from your own quarters, from your own standing, you know, to be able to look and greet others as they enter. Mm-hmm. You also see things. We also see things that most people don't. You see that? And we're also a little bougie with our power too. You know, it's legit. This is Four of Swords in reverse. What makes us so bitchin' is being able to. It's 2:22 right now. Like, we may date others, you know, or see what's on the menu, but like, because I'm getting this as like a do-si-do, but like, this is like sleeping on something, like recovery, like we're recovered. So so waking up, being able to like decide, sleep well on our decisions, to kind of digest. So what makes us so bitchin' is that we take our time in finding our partners, like the correct suitor for us. Most definitely. Yeah. Okay. One more card. What makes leaf number 2, pile number 2, what makes us so bitchin'? I get to hand select, so this one. Knight of Swords. Being able to make decisions like quickly, and this is already grounded. Like, I'm off the horse, and I'm able to move quickly because or we're able to move quickly because we don't depend on anything but our 2 legs and our whole being and our decision alone. So when we find that which suits us, whether that be our the significant other of our choice, or of our needs, let's say, because they might not be our original choice, or a choice that is so obvious to us because we're all growing, obviously. But whatever the case may be, whenever we find what's absolutely right for us, we can make swift decisions. We can like, like shot call. Let's say, like, call the shots, like in pool, what's, predictive behavior, basically. Yeah, oh my gosh, we are very intuitive. There's something that we can see that others can't. There's just something big on that one. Okay, now for bananagrams. VS. Very special. Big Daddy Kane. That's a song. Or Victoria's Secret. So super sexy. But also relatable because their new campaign is slightly different now than when I grew up, like in my 20s. So we have Ayeneliulnewk. Okay. Some of you might like Enya as well. Yeah. You're nothing but weak. I see weak here, but it's like scrambled up, so definitely not that. Elk. I'm getting seriously that rune. Yeah, you might vibe with protection runes or like runes in general, or be very much of a nature buff, like hunting or like photography. Like when I think of elk, they're kind of like majestic in their own way. Yeah, either that or if it's not runes, if you're not like a practitioner or like an occultist on that level, or not even remotely interested in that, it's a spirit totem that you embody. I have lake. I'm getting lake of fire. That was where do bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake and fire and fly or something. See him again to the 4th of July or something. Nirvana. People come, people go, something like that. I don't remember. So I have lake. Luna. So you might vibe with, I'm getting that someone's name as well. But the moon, definitely. Within the moon cycles, holds a lot of power for you. You're very much affected by them. I have also weave. You're very well liked. I want to say weave, but no, it's not a primary here. Sleeve. Actually, no. Well, I could have, but I have to dismantle some other things. So like, I'm getting like the pull, like there's a lot of pull with the, like the moon pulling like the waves, So you have a lot of pull on that. I don't know if lake is like, some of you have like a thing with the lake. There's something there, like a body of water. But I'm going to take that one out, and I'm going to try and use other ones. I'm going to put wake, because once you decide on something, it's like you have like ascended, you have awoken. There's something about your decision-making process that is very definite and very purposeful. So, lives. Some of you might be, or, lives. Okay, so you're very much in the moment, but you might also be into the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah, definitely. Like, political may not be like your, actually, if you're the emperor, like, you're forced into political issues. Most definitely. Either that, you're either forced to, engage in them or confront them or, address them, or you have a passion pursuit for that. And I would get the latter, most definitely, because your decision-making process is, like, stellar here. Very independent thinking. Yeah. So, 4 letters left. I'm getting levy here too. Yeah, so definitely you use your power for to gain the appropriate leverage and support that you need. So you optimize on like, you don't just stop there. You know that there are other players in the field that that could maximize opportunities, like on a dual level. Yeah, so you're all about ascension and rising above what your current state is, even if your current state is like badass. Okay, so we have N here. NU. It's kind of like new wave, type of, I don't know, there's something like modern about, yeah, something modern. Otherwise, it's a prefix, EN, or an acronym, something of that sort, like an abbreviation. EN might hold significance to you. But like, it's enamored, engrossed, encased, engraved, enslaved. What else would have a prefix of EN? Entice. What other words? I guess envy. But I'm looking for what did we say? Entice, engross, ensnare. It's like capturing almost. Enable. It's like the buy-in. That's what I'm getting, like capturing the buy-in. That's what makes us so bitchin'. Pile 2. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, so we're on to leaf 3. What makes pile 3, leaf 3 so bitchin'? Number 1, the volume, like the area you consume, still there. Like, like, that's funny. We have a very bold personality to us. That there are certain times in our lives where people are like, you have the audacity to let go from the main like crew while you're still like in this condition. Like there are certain parts of you that are salvageable. Like you can let go with like you're not gonna wait till the full of you expires. You just know when to cut off ties. That's how like bold and brave you are. That these are battle scars, these are battle wounds, and you're like, I don't forget where that came from. I'm not gonna wait till like the whole thing is consumed. No, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna get to experience life, singularly speaking, without that bondage, without what like, yeah, without incurring any additional fees, expenses, Mars, etc. No additional threats. So you may have punctured me, but like and torn me up like a little bit on the inside, but it looks like there's some kind of repair here too in the middle. Yeah. That we get to be an example for others. We get to set the tone, that there's still power within us. You see that breakage right there? Very much like self-healing, self-preservation. Definitely. And some of us have like different colors to our hair, like natural highlights or like some kind of thing where it's like an obvious streak, to us. Yeah, like something organic, whether that's intangible or tangible state within us, that's very much like there's a wild streak and like an unruliness almost. That's what makes it so bitchin'. Okay. And because of that, like this broadness, how much space we command, like we're able to like catch some air, like manipulate wind, manipulate thoughts around us. Whoa. Definitely. Yeah. And we're able to like hold such things, it doubles as a carrier as well, and shade. Oh my gosh, we could throw a lot of shade too. That's what it's saying. So yeah, the power behind that boldness, for real. Okay. So what makes pile 3 my pile 3 bitchin'? Okay, that was obvious. 21, the world card, in reversal, facing the devil card. We can get people addicted to our energy within our transitions. That's what that's about. So this is like the hidden death card in a way that it's like the beautiful version of a death card. Because what this is the closure of cycles in progress. And people are like addicted to our storyline, how it's running, like what's next. Like, yeah, this is the devil, like super enticing. Like, people are, like how e-commerce has put us in this kind of mode of like click through, click through, click through. It's like before there was before that was like heavily tuned into that. The consumer behavior was tuned into that. There was like HBO and like cable where we like click through, click through, click through. How our attention span has like minimized, and how that's become part of human conditioning. So to find value in something that like we could, anybody from any walk of life could understand. This is the part where it's like reality TV is at its finest. When there's like something that we all face, and seeing someone like go through like the Q&A of closure is like, it's super enticing. Like, people want to have the answers, and to be able to, number one, actually, to be able to find the answers themselves. So we are able to like clue people into that. It's like fanning the fire almost. What is that? Sleep now in the fire? Something. Is it Sleep Now in the Fire? Oh my gosh. It's Rage Against the Machine. When I do divination, like sometimes I'm at a loss for words. I just kind of like forget. Sleep now in the fire? Gosh, I don't know. No. It's so embarrassing sometimes, because like I wonder if those artists ever like drop in to my readings, and it's like sometimes I get like so embarrassed by like blanking out or like misquoting or something like that. But it's all part of divination. Like, we're all just people, really. And like, I find part of the fun factor in being like admiring someone's work heavily is not being like so fanatic about it, and understanding that everyone is constantly growing. And so I always like to have that surprise factor of like what I don't know. So I try not to like